this part of it anyway. Paul says, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful, but I will not be brought under the power of any. The Corinthians, because they were in such a stupor, philosophy and God's truth, that you can't do that. My friend, those are two totally divergent things. God's revelation cannot be equalized with human reason. They were literally cutting at the very heart of Christianity by doing. Let me just emphasize the maturity of it, because the courage part has to come along behind the maturity. In chapter 14, verse 20, Paul again had dealt with the Corinthians so many times on this. Now look what he says in 14:20. Brethren, he says,
one loud and the other soft but very clear. One was a splash of something heavy falling into the water. The other was a noise like the stick of a lock when a door quietly closes fast.
Well, welcome back to the trail, and specifically today, the Gritstone Trail. We're finally out. Bit of a grey, bit of a soggy day today. It's quite cool, about 9 degrees. But 2 days on the trail. Strange cheesecake building there. Tell you more about it later. So for now, it's about 9 o'clock. Traffic was really bad getting down to Disley, which is the official start of the trail. It's looking nice already. So I'll park there at the railway station. Set off now, just after 9, like I said. 20 kilos on my back. I don't mind, feels alright. Just got to spend the next mile or so getting used to the weight again. And yeah, good to be out, good to be on the trail. 35 miles with one camping stopover right in the middle, stopping at the Wild Boar Inn, and we should get there around 6 o'clock, I think. Yeah, let's get to it, yeah? Away. So it's at this point when you can make a decision to either go through Lime Park, if you can get access to it, or detour around it, go through a few fields, come out, meet back up on the trail on the other side of Lime Park. Last time I took the detour. This time I'm going to see if we can get through Lime Park, because it's after 9 o'clock. Originally it was like 6 in the morning. I think the gate was locked. So that's what we're going to try now, and then we'll see. It's starting to rain. I'm not going to rush to cover up, because it's been on and off all day so far. So I'll just hang on a little bit. Might put my coat on, we'll see. So looking that way, Stockport and onto Manchester, you can just see through the misty morning skyscrapers rising up. It's a lovely view. But I'm afraid this time I can't tell you there's Heysham or the 3 Yorkshire Peaks. Can't tell you any of that. We're nowhere near them. So anyway, thoroughly in Lime Park now. And that building over there, as you look behind me, the strange thing can be seen from miles around. Just says Lime Park. I didn't even Google it for you, sorry. Anyway, familiar building. We're walking through on this lovely track. Carrying on. It's known as the Cage on Cage Hill, not to be confused with Nicolas Cage. So we're at Nice Slow Wood, which peaks at around 300 metres. So we've done some climbing since we set off. You know, right from the start at the railway station, you've got them steps. Alright, sets the tone. So there is a lot of elevation on this trail. But I wasn't expecting, sillily, Lime Park to be so busy, and I remembered it's like gone 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, and those who aren't at work are clearly visiting. So I'll be glad to put that behind me, get out into the boonies. Up we go to the Bowstones. I'll turn you around. We came from down there. Ooh-wee! So I won't lie, in true British style, I think the last, definitely the Pendle Way, the Rossendale Way, and then the Gritstone Trail in 2019, like this. And I think that happens a lot simply because British weather is so predictably wet and grey. When you do get some nice weather, we all rush to do something with it. So doing a day hike's quite easy to organise, but to do something that obviously more than one day, you need to plan it, you need to take time off work or whatever. It's rare that you can just drop everything of a weekend and quick book a site to stop in, blah blah blah. So invariably like with a tractor. Invariably, you've got a plan, and then you've got to stick to the plan, because it would be easy to just wake up in the morning and say, it's raining, won't bother, cancel the bookings. But you don't want to build that kind of bad habit. We've talked about that before. So you just come out and you take what you get and hope that it's a quad. Hope that you get some decent weather much later on. So, got the jumper on. I'm still a bit cold, so the next step's going to be the down jacket, if needs be. But, I said before, gorgeous views by the way. Wonderful. We're heading towards Spons Hill. Should be a better view from the top, but I said before, morale on the walk is a bit like a video game. Video games reflect life, obviously. You've got health, you've got stamina in a game, and you've also got your morale, and what happens to you drains that morale or increases it. So now with the weather, with it being cold, I've got to be very aware as a solo hiker that morale starts to ebb. I can get a bit depressed, especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere. You've got nobody to talk to except the camera, which is one of the reasons why I do film a lot of these walks, is because it's helping my head stay in the right place. But by the by, if you're into solo hiking, this is one of the major downfalls. Now, if I was in a group, we'd be chatting, and the miles really do fly by. I know my son realised that. He did a sort of walk with us, me and him, and obviously we see each other every day, so there's not a lot to talk about. But then when he got his group of lads together, like 6 or 7 of them, they all had the banter, they had the laughs. Completely different animal. He said the miles flew by, and they do. So if you do solo hiking, you know it's just you, and you've got to be prepared for that. So anything you can do to boost morale, do it. Putting the sweater on, putting the down jacket, filming, using your phone if you've got a signal, put music on, but I recommend only one ear. I don't really wear headphones, but for safety reasons. But if you are going to, try just to keep one ear so you can hear what's happening, and just keep boosting morale. If I see a coffee shop, I'm getting the brew, I'll tell you that for now. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm going to say about that. So we're heading to Spons Hill. On the other side of Spons Hill is a 5 mile mark, which means we're averaging just over 2 miles an hour. It's not the best time, but it was what I estimated, because filming drags the time down. Normally I'd be walking at 2.5 to 3, but obviously I stopped to shoot film, so there we go, let's get on. I forgot to point out, back there, you can just see it to the left of the bulldozer, or the digger. Trig point. I bagged it last time, I forgot all about it, but it's off the path, so if you want it, you're going to have to step off the path and keep an eye on the map. I forgot all about it, but I do have a photograph already of that one. Not that I'm that bothered. Never like to pass up a trig though. Anyway, from here, at the Spons Hill, you might not be able to see it, but there's this tiny white pointy thing on a hill over there, That's White Nancy. We're going to be walking up on that. Going to get all the steps up to it. We can see from here that we're going to go down, circle all the way around, and we're going to go up and over that. It's quite a hike to the top, but you do have to go up it to get over to the other side. Yeah, it kind of stands out. Big whitewashed monument. Cool. 5 mile mark coming up. So the Gritstone Trail itself, 35 miles long. I'm just reading from the Wikipedia page. I had to look it up. 35 miles long. Follows the most westerly hills of the Peak District, from Disley Station to Mow Cop, and on via the Macclesfield Canal to Kids Grove. So yeah, at the end we'll be walking the canal. It involves 5,900 feet, or 1,800 metres of ascent, and is mainly outside the national park. There are other routes in the Peak District referred to as Gritstone Trail, but less well established. So this is either the Gritstone Trail or the Cheshire Gritstone Trail. So that's all Cheshire Trail. So I first found out about it through a YouTuber called Abby Barnes. I used to follow her stuff quite a bit. I think she was a Christian, but then fell away. Now I've not watched the videos for quite some time, but yeah, she first sort of introduced me to it. She did a whole walk on it. I think the first time she bailed halfway through. Her mental health wasn't quite where she wanted it to be, and then she went back and did it. I'm pretty sure it was the Gritstone. Am I sure? Yeah. If I'm wrong, the editor will correct me. So I watched that and kind of thought, well, I want this to be something I want to do as my first, back in 2019, as the Charlie Vector 119 kicked off. I thought I wanted to do this as my first solo backpacking trip. I've done backpacking trips obviously up before that, Hadrian's Wall, but I've never done anything solo, and so that was my very first. I was quite nervous, but it all came off well, and so we're back here again. It was before I filmed videos on hikes, so I thought we'll come back, we'll film it, and I've got pretty much the same conditions I had back then. So that's a bit of a history. There's not much else to say about the trail. If there is, I'll mention it later after I've had a pint. That's twice now. Both times I've been here, fallen for the same trick. So as you're coming down this farm path here, and you're faced with this hill here, looks like a perfect path. You're not going that way, you're going off to the left. Alright, keep to the map. I've just been up there, there's nothing there. Twice. So it's this way. You can see the post, but back there is no post. It's this side. Quick one, another common one, is to end up going down there, which ironically would take you to a place called Andrew's Knob. Most bizarre name for a place. So don't go down there. The map says follow the wall down that way. You can see the trail. Falling for that one as well. So, spirits right now, quite high. I mentioned right early on, my pack weight is about 21 keys. Now, you're thinking, man, that's a heavy pack. It doesn't bother me, I'm 6'2". On reflection, we're gonna have to go back to the lab. We're gonna have to go and do some thinking. We're gonna have to do some changes. I think we're definitely gonna drop the weight on the kit and really think about, when I do the maps, looking at the topography as well. Spend a lot of time in the gym. Does not seem to bother me. Like now, I'm at a point of getting the Kelty 90 litre. It's an out of date pack now. I don't think they even make them anymore. Got it off eBay because I saw someone using it. Massive. See if you can see the massive hip belt. So what you want to do is wear the pack properly. You want to cinch the belt up nice and tight, and I recommend you do this in front of a mirror before you set off. Adjust these straps on your shoulder. If you're in doubt, get a YouTube video. I hate explaining things like that because I tend to get them wrong. You really do need to work on this. It's not a gimmick. These are here for a reason. These shoulder straps, they adjust the position of the pack. So you want all the weight on the hips, right comfortably, sat just on your hip bones. And then these straps are just there to hold it in place. I'm getting a little bit of muscle awareness here, but nowhere near as bad as the very first trip I ever went on, Hadrian's Wall, 35 kilos. Didn't last a day. Agony, absolute agony. Didn't have any of this knowledge. Anyway, of the 21 kilos, I do know that 3 to 4 kilos of it is just what you might call junk. I call treasure. It is to make my camp life comfortable, because I can. So I've got lots of dense, heavy foods. Didn't go all dry, pouchy foods. I've got a chair. I've got all sorts. So that's just preference. I could easily cut them out if I wanted to. And probably more water than I need as well. So that's just my choice. I'm used to this pack. I'm used to what I'm capable of. But so far, everything feels good. A little bit of soreness on my right ball of my foot. Don't know why. Going to keep an eye on that. But other than that, spirits are good, spirits are high. Everything feels comfortable now. And there we go. We are pressing on. And at the top of that hill there, can't really see it as well because of the background. White Nancy, that's where we're going. This is a good one. So it tells you to come through this gate to there, which actually just cuts the corner off. No reason, just because it can. Oh, don't tempt me, Frodo.